took a road trip over the long weekend to Stewart, BC and Hyder, Alaska. In my last video, we drove to Salmon Glacier, the largest road-accessible glacier in the world, and in the one before that, we went grizzly bear watching in Hyder. Today we'll round out the weekend with a tour of Stewart as we experienced it, and I'll show you the unmissable sights on the drive there and back. We made several stops along Highway 37A, also known as the Glacier Highway. This aptly named road takes you past over 20 glacier formations, including Bear Glacier, which is the namesake of the Bear Glacier Provincial Park and a must-see for every visitor. Situated across from Alaska's Misty Fjords National Park and at the end of the Portland Canal, Stewart is an eclectic remote border town with a population of 400, surrounded by rich forests, the Cambria Icefield, and incredible wildlife. It was our home base during our Alaska adventures. We ate pizza for dinner both nights, from the only restaurant in town that was open this weekend. And while we waited to pick up our order, we went for a stroll down the boardwalk. Starting from 5th Avenue next to the Visitor Center and extending 805 meters across the estuary, we enjoyed a beautiful walk full of breathtaking views of the tidal flats and the surrounding mountains. Stewart is located at the head of the Portland Canal, the fourth longest fjord in the world, and is Canada's most northerly ice-free port. I was amazed that such a small, remote town could have so many superlatives. I also found out that there have been several Hollywood movies filmed in and around Stewart, including 1979's Bear Island, starring Donald Sutherland, Lloyd Bridges, and Vanessa Redgrave, The Thing, from both 1982 and 2011, 2002's Insomnia, starring Robin Williams, Al Pacino, and Hilary Swank, and 2005's 8 Below, starring Paul Walker. We stayed at Ripley Creek Inn, which consists of 9 different historic buildings, including an old brothel, which is supposedly one of their most requested places to stay. The buildings have been renovated but maintain as much of their old structure as possible. We were in the Kate Ryan building, which was built for and is now named after one of Canada's most remarkable pioneer women. Kate followed the gold rush to the Klondike, ran a restaurant, was the first woman with the RCMP helping with female prisoners, and became the first female gold commissioner. I'm not a history buff, but I find it valuable and fascinating to learn at least a little bit about the places I visit. It can give such an interesting perspective on the world, at times expanding and at others contracting my sense of time, distance, and interconnectedness.
It's locked!
While I would recommend Ripley Creek Inn for your stay, be advised that there is a rooster who starts crowing well before dawn and doesn't stop until after you've given up on the idea of going back to sleep. So I'd recommend bringing earplugs. Our last morning in Stewart was a rainy one. It always feels so atmospheric to say a rainy goodbye. It feels like Stewart is sad that we're leaving. The drive back home was quieter than the drive up, more reflective. As we drove past the now familiar landmarks, I reflected on all of the items I could now cross off my bucket list. The rain didn't stop us from stopping at Meziadin Lake Provincial Park, a popular campsite and fishing spot on a pristine lake surrounded by wilderness. As good as it feels to return home after a trip, we can never know for sure if we're ever going to revisit a place, even if we have plans to, so there's always an element of wistfulness to leaving. Never is the passing of time more apparent than when the seasons change. 3 days and 2 nights had dramatically changed the landscape as the trees took on various shades of chartreuse green, yellow ochre, and even golden brown. Life really is a big adventure. Thank you for joining me on mine, and I'll see you next week.